There's absolutely no question that the real estate pendulum is quickly shifting. Whether you're considering either selling a home or buying a home, stay tuned to the end of this video before you take your next steps. Hi, I'm Kevin Grolig. I'm a real estate agent with Compass located in Potomac, Maryland. And thanks once again for checking out the latest video in my series, Real Kevin. I often compare the real estate market to a tide. When you go to the beach, the tide is either coming in or it's going out. It's never static or completely balanced, except for maybe a millisecond when the tide is at its very peak or at its very bottom. Whether you're a real estate insider or not, you'd have to be pretty much living under a rock to know that the real estate market for the last 2.5 years has been completely lopsided. Oh yeah, in favor of the seller. As of the time of this video in June 2022, we are still in a seller's market. But I'm here to report today that we are seeing a change. In this video, I will cover the top 5 things that you need to be prepared for in the coming months, whether you be a buyer or a home seller. Let's start with the home buyer side of the fence, where there's both good news and bad news. Let's just get it over and start with the bad. Number 1, interest rates have risen sharply since the beginning of the year and are currently 2% above today where they were at the beginning of the year. If you think 2% doesn't sound like much, well, you're wrong. In January, you could have gotten a 30-year fixed rate interest rate at roughly 3.25%. On a $500,000 loan amount, this would have yielded a payment of principal and interest of $2,176. The same $500,000 mortgage loan amount at today's interest rates of roughly 5.5% for a 30-year fixed will yield a principal and interest payment of $2,839. That's a difference of $663 monthly and nearly $8,000 in a year. The fact of the matter is today's buyers in June have 25% less buying power than they did in January. Now, let's talk about some good news I see on the horizon. Number 2, 25% of the buyers who were looking to purchase earlier this year have flat out dropped out of the market. Some of them simply gave up and others were unfortunately squeezed out. The bottom line is for you, this means less competition. Number 3, fewer home buyers means we can expect to see inventory grow in the 3rd and 4th quarters of 2022. Greater choice for you, the buyer, is always a good thing. Number 4, greater ability to negotiate price and terms. Beyond just negotiating the sales price, it may also be possible to negotiate the seller to pick up some or all of your closing costs as the buyer. It's nearly impossible to get that done today, but I believe it's coming. Number 5, greater due diligence. Moving forward, as the market slows, expect to take advantage of protective clauses and contingencies like home inspection, radon, appraisal, and financing contingencies. These are clauses and contingencies that have nearly been impossible to negotiate over the last 2.5 years. Hey there, sorry to break up our program, but I wanted to let you know if you're thinking about either buying or selling real estate, I'd love to help you. But the only way I can is if you contact me. Feel free to text me direct at 240-793-7495. Okay, back to the program. Now let's discuss the seller side of the fence. Home sellers, you've had it super easy over the last 2.5 years. Home buyers have basically been throwing themselves and their money at you just to take their offer. Once again, I sense a big shift is coming your way. Here are 5 things you need to prepare for in a shifting market. Number 1, Lower your expectations. Just because your neighbor and good old Uncle Earl sold their home with 12 contracts in 3 days for $75,000 over list price means you're probably not. Once again, buyers have 25% less buying power than they had just 5 months ago. Eventually, that's going to erode away on your home's value. Number 2, price right from the start. As inventory increases and demand decreases, I suggest pricing either at or a few percentage points below recent home sales in your community. You're simply not selling in the same market they did. Pricing too high is a recipe for excess days on the market. Remember, excess days on the market will make your home look stale and tired. You'll simply scare away the right buyers and turn on the wrong buyers. Let's face it, as homeowners over the last few years, we've made considerable winnings on the value of our homes. The last thing you need to do is be a little too greedy and find yourself chasing a market that's moving away from you. Number 3, invest more into the home's condition and staging. As buyers have more choices, there's no question they're going to become more choosy. What happens then is your margin for error becomes less and less. Prior to going on the market, you want to make sure that you're meeting with a realtor and potentially home stager who can help prepare your home for success. In a shifting market, it's imperative that your home wow people both online and in person. Number 4, make necessary repairs ahead of time. Many homebuyers have had to completely forego a home inspection over the last 2.5 years. This means homebuyers have been buying homes pretty much in as-is condition without a second pair of trained eyes to inspect the home. As the market turns, expect home inspections, radon inspections, lead, and maybe even mold inspections to be part of your sale. Be prepared for inspectors and home buyers to be more aggressive when it comes to negotiating repairs and credits. The bottom line is expect more hurdles. Number 5, offer or prepare to pay incentives to the buyer. When a real estate market starts to favor home buyers, expect to have to offer incentives to lure a buyer into your home. One incentive you should consider is potentially offering a 1-year home warranty. A typical 1-year home warranty runs approximately $500 to maybe $1,000 depending upon the quality of the warranty and the size of the home. In my opinion, it's a relatively inexpensive way to give you a leg up on the competition. As the market turns, you should also expect to pay all or some of the buyer's closing costs. These costs in Montgomery County can run anywhere between about 3 to 3.5% of the sales price. So it's a lot of money. Now, I'm not suggesting that you offer to pay this. I'm just saying that in a changing market, you need to be prepared for these type of things. So there you have it. My 5 future tips to both home buyers and home sellers as the market starts to transition. Once again, the real estate market still heavily favors home sellers. Currently in Montgomery County, there's about a 3 to 4 week supply of homes on the market. So the 5 tips I've given you homeowners today probably will get you nowhere. However, if interest rates continue to climb and inventory reaches a 2 to 3 month supply level, expect that many of these tips will come to fruition. If you have any questions about buying or selling a home in Montgomery County or the surrounding DMV, feel free to contact me directly by text at 240-793-7495. You can also download my free Ultimate Home Seller's Guide and Ultimate Home Buyer's Guide by clicking on the links in the description box below. Thanks once again for checking out my video. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, comment, or better yet, share my video. Thanks once again for checking out the latest video in my series, Real Kevin. See you next week.